Okay, so writing the formula for binary ionic compounds, what you do is always look at the first one, and that's going to be your metal. So sodium is from group 1. All group 1 elements form a +1 charge. Bromine is from group 17, and they're going to form a -1 charge. And that will give you need 1 Na for every 1 Br, because you have a +1 and a -1. Next one is lithium sulfide. Lithium also comes from group 1, so those form a +1. Sulfide is sulfur. Remember, they changed the ending to IDE. That's from group 16. Those take on a 2 negative charge. And so what we're going to need is we need the charges to balance out. So what we're going to need is we're going to need one more lithium. So now we have 2 positives to cancel out the 2 negative that's already there. So lithium, we have 2, so a little subscript right after lithium means we have 2 of those, and 1 sulfur. Next one, sodium. Again, sodium comes from group 1. Don't worry, they don't all. And nitride is nitrogen. That comes from group 15, and those always form a 3 negative. So what we're going to need is we're going to need 3 Na plus molecules. And we're going to need 1 and 3 negative. So how we're going to write that is Na3. So we have 3 of those, and just 1 N. Okay, magnesium phosphide. Magnesium comes from group 2. Those form a 2+. Phosphide is phosphorus. Those come from group 15, and those form a 3 negative charge. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to cancel out the positives and negatives. So let's add another Mg. That means we have 4 positives total, but 3 negatives. Okay, so we're going to have to add another phosphorus. That gives us 6 negatives. How do we balance out the charges? The only way is to add another magnesium. Now we have 6 positive and 3 negatives. So let's write how many magnesiums we have over here. We have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So go subscript. And then how many phosphorus do we have? 2 of them. Okay, that copper with the Roman numeral 2 means that's the copper with the 2+ charge. That's what the Roman numeral 2 means, 2+. And then bromide is bromine. Then those form a 1 negative. So what we need here is we need 2 bromines to cancel out the 1 copper. So our formula is going to be Cu, 1 Cu, and 2 Br2s. Okay, and naming binary ionic, it's pretty easy. Just go to one that you already know, sodium chloride. Well, what do? Well, name the first one normally, and the second one, go ahead and change the name and drop the ending and put "ide." So, for example, the first one is going to be lithium chloride, and the next one, that's going to be barium, and that's sulfur, so barium sulfide. The next one I rewrote it. That's going to be potassium, and that's phosphorus, so potassium phosphide. And the next one, number 4, is going to be zinc and oxygen, so zinc oxide. And then the last one, if you look at iron on your polyatomic ion chart, what you'll see is iron can either be a 2+ or a 3+, so we have to figure out which iron that is. Well, chlorines are negatively 1 charged, so that means we have 2 chlorines, so we have 2 negatives. That means iron must be the iron with the 2 positive. So how we write that is naming it with the Roman numeral. So iron, which iron is it? It's the 2 positive charge, and then chloride. Okay, so that concludes naming and writing formulas for binary ionic compounds.